All right. So the final topic tonight is going to be from Bobby. What do you got for us, man?
So this week, Reggie was involved in an interview. I think I don't even know. I can't remember who it was with, but in it he talks about Nintendo being secretive and how they like to keep things close to the vest. And they basically just said like they don't like to announce stuff that's 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years out. Well, not 2 years, but like they don't like they don't like referencing games. We're talking about games, announcing them that if they're 6, 7 years out. They like to keep it closer so people have more hype built around it. They also like to surprise people. But with that said, my question is: do you guys feel like Nintendo is too secretive? Do you feel like they keep too much within and not tell people what's going on?
You want me to take the helm on this one?
Yeah,
Sure,
you
man.
go ahead, Joe.
I don't have I don't have a problem with them being too secretive. If anything, they should keep some secrets. If it's like going to a rock show and knowing all the songs the band's gonna play beforehand. I want to be surprised. I want to know what song. I want to guess what song is coming up next. I want to know. I want to listen to the few strums and guess it for myself. And if I'm wrong, hey, great. Maybe I'll get a surprise out of it. Like I think we're in this age where everything needs to be fed to us right away. We need to like go in and data mine all these things and find all the little secrets before they get announced. Like
Yeah.
the Mario Rabbids thing, I was like, I couldn't tell if that was a legit thing or not. But then when I started hearing like sources like IGN saying like, oh yeah, this is a real thing. This is like the worst kept secret. I was like, oh, okay, well maybe I guess I wish I saw a trailer of that before
Yeah.
and not get all these little leak things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm very pro like keep it away from me and then present it when it's ready.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I can speak for every Nintendo fan when I say it is tough being a Nintendo fan sometimes
Hmm.
because you never know what's going to happen. And we just saw it again with this past direct where, half of the community was like, Smash is coming, virtual consoles coming. And then we have this direct where some people said it was the worst direct ever.
Hmm.
But if you actually like step back and you're like, wow, this was actually a good direct. We got a lot of dates. We got a lot of games that
Yeah.
we didn't expect. For me, I like the fact that Nintendo is secretive because they've really stopped kind of doing like the live shows where like during E3s and stuff like that. They're doing more like pre-recorded things. So like all the secrets is like the only surprise we have left. Like this is what we look forward to. This is the reason why I have a YouTube channel. Like, and this is why I think a lot of Nintendo fans like to talk about it is because you never know what can happen. Like who could have predicted Prime 4? Like it's just so out of left field most of the time for Nintendo.
Hmm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but I think that that's why we are all so drawn into Nintendo is because like we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the best things that they have going for them right now.
I think I, hmm, I feel like this. I feel like there's two answers for there's two rebuttals to Reggie. And the first rebuttal is like you guys. Like when it comes to Nintendo Directs, when it comes to E3s, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to be leaked. I don't want to hear about nothing ahead of time. But when we're in a situation where the NES Classic is coming out, the SNES Classic is coming out, the Switch is coming out, I feel like they need to stop being so secretive and just say like, hey, this is when we're going to talk about it, or this is when, like, with the SNES Classic, when Reggie was basically telling you, like, don't buy from scalpers, there'll be plenty out there. Like, take it a step further, man. Like, first off, that statement should have been said months ago, not now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that should have been said a while ago, and they need to come out and go, like, listen, this is how we're going to have 3 million, 4 million units by the time it's done. We have a good feeling that most of our hardcore fans that really want this thing is going to be there. And by the way, if something happens, it's going to be a hard cutoff at this date. Like, just tell people what's going on. I think, because ultimately, also, the fact of, like, they ended the NES Classic, and there was no signs of this thing coming back, and then what do? They turn around, and then they do bring it back. You know how many people got burned by buying from scalpers because you just kept saying all along, like, we're not, it's done, it's over, it's over, it's over. And I feel like, you know, if they were just, and I'm not saying they're lying, because I don't want to say if they were more truthful, if they were just more forthcoming, if they were just laying their cards on the table from the beginning. Like, Doug Bowser was in an interview, and people were like, they're asking you point blank, are you going to make a lot of these things? Oh, we learned our lesson from the NES Classic. What does that mean, dude?
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
Stop that jargon. That stuff needs to stop. Wholeheartedly, just end it. You know, like the same thing going into... So, if you guys remember, if we rewind back to the Switch, when the reveal came out, right, they had that little reveal trailer and stuff, and people started freaking out because they never said whether we could pre-order them, what could happen, any of that. Even after they did the Switch reveal, people... Well, that because they revealed it, and then that night they went up for pre-order. But people weren't really sure when the pre-orders were going to happen, where we're going to get them, what was going to happen, because the NES Classic got 0 pre-orders in the United States. So people were freaking out about this thing. Like, Europe and Japan, they get stuff insanely. But for us in the United States, it's a different ballgame, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to say United States, I want to say North America, you know what I mean? Because it's all North America, we're all as one in this boat. But, like, they don't tell us we're going to get pre-orders. They don't say anything. Like, dude, the Pro Controller, not this Pro Controller, but the original Pro Controller, we didn't know if we could pre-order it or not because they weren't saying anything. Here, the FCC didn't approve it yet, you know, and then when they approved it, they all went up for pre-order. But, like, if you hear people questioning this, just go to Twitter and be like, guys, relax. You'll be able to pre-order these things. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where I feel like the issue, because here's the thing. When I was growing up, we had these things called Nintendo Power. And every month, we were being fed information. Every single month. And Nintendo's feeding us information, and they still were able to surprise us. So this nonsense of, like, we want to kind of hold everything in, you're not feeding it. That's where the problem comes. If they were feeding more information on a steady flow, a steady beat, dude, you got a show called Nintendo Minute. You can't take a minute out of that 10-minute, 15-minute show and just be like, hey, here's some upcoming stuff. You guys are worried about pre-orders? Don't worry about pre-orders, man. It's going to happen. Like, that's the type of stuff that they should be talking about and doing. And I feel like they kind of dropped the ball in that arena. You know what I mean? Like, it would be really cool if the Nintendo Minute was just like, you know, if Kit and Chris, I would watch Nintendo Minute every single week. If they just had, like, a minute where it was just like, hey, guys, here's some things that are going on. You know that SNES Classic one? Don't buy from eBay, people. Nintendo told us they're going to put out 4 million units, you know, at the initial launch, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you're going to do, you do. Then at least, you know what? People might just be like, phew, sigh of relief. As far as the game content, I'm fine with what they do. I don't need to know if there's an Animal Crossing coming. I don't need to know that, like, common sense tells me, I've been around enough. Newsflash, they're making another Zelda game. I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know when it's going to happen. They're making another Zelda game. Another newsflash, they're R&Ding the next console. It's already happening. This is all stuff that happens. This is all video game stuff that happens. That stuff I don't need to know up front. When you're ready to tell me that, I'm more than willing to be patient and listen to your answers at the time. But when you're when you're releasing Amiibo, and you're just like, these things are selling like gangbusters, and you go, oh, we're having strike issues at the ports, and that's why we're delayed. You told it, this is wave 4, bro. What the hell happened to the last 3 waves? Like, that's where I feel like that's where they're not forthcoming, and that's where they need to come up with some stuff. So, I feel like it's a twofold answer, and I also feel like interviewers are just so afraid to challenge Reggie at all. Yeah. Like, just turn it on him and just be like, but Reggie, I'm asking you when an SNES Classic is how many we're going to get. Not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's silliness sometimes. So that's where I feel like they need to challenge him a little bit, but they're afraid to challenge because they're afraid he's just going to drop the hammer and be like, well, you're going to get nothing from us anymore. And it's just like, come on, man. Just be strong and say what's on your mind. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they communicate games. Like, I love the directs. I love every one of the directs. I look forward to them. I watch the whole things. I love the directs. I love the direct. But when it comes to like different things, like where can I find the Pro Controller, for example, or how many of these consoles are there going to be, I feel like Nintendo drops the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to come up with some way. I love that Nintendo Minute idea,
Yeah.
but they need to send emails or something just saying, listen, guys, this is how you're going to get it. Because when I pre-ordered a Switch, or when I was in the process of pre-ordering a Switch, I was terrified. I was like, am I going to get one of these? And just like this next Friday coming up, I'm going to go to Toys R Us an hour before they open, and I'm hoping that I get something. As a consumer, if you're throwing your money at a company, you shouldn't feel that way ever. You should be like, I'm going to get this thing because I'm supporting you guys. And that's the kind of news that I want from Nintendo.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that, with the communication on consoles. Yeah, for sure. I have nothing else to add on that.
Because here's the thing. Let me just for some inside baseball, that those that are new to the gaming community, if you're watching this channel, welcome. But here's the thing. PlayStation, when they're getting ready to launch a console, guess what they tell you? This is going to be available for pre-order. Guess what else they tell you? It's going to be available this day, this time. Go to this website. You're going to click this button, and then we're going to redirect you. Because you go to the PlayStation website, you click pre-order, and then they direct you to who's got them up at that point. So I got a PS4 Arkham Knight Edition, right? When I went in, I clicked it, and it sent me to Best Buy. Because at that time, Best Buy was doing pre-orders. When Best Buy sold out, the next one went up. And it was like Amazon, boom. And they redirected everybody to Amazon. And then when that one got done, they all went to GameStop. And then when that one got done, they all went to Target. And when that one got done, like, that's how you do it. That's the proper way to do it. Like, you want to sell something to me? Here's the thing. Apple, we all know Apple blows out of stuff. Okay? But when Apple blows out of stuff, like, what, the 8 just come out today? The pre-order for 8 just went up today, right? So, they're gone. They're sold out. But if I walked into an Apple store right now, guess what I could do? I could pre-order an 8 for when they launch. I could go up to them and go, can I get an 8? Yes. It's on back order. When can I get it? You can get it between this date and this date. And guess what? Those dates are spot on. They know exactly. Because you know what? They know how many is going to get made at the warehouse, at the factories. So they know exactly how many they're going to have. They're going to know where their allocations are going to go, and that's how it's all going to be. That's what I don't understand from a company that is over 100 years old, in the video game industry for 30 years. I don't understand how they don't have a grasp on their numbers in those terms. To be like, if I walk into a Best Buy, it shouldn't be the answer of, well, we don't have a Switch. When you get them, we don't know. How do you not know when you're getting a Switch? Blows me away. Don't understand that. And it's crazy. And I've worked at a Best Buy in the past, and you don't know. It just shows up on the trucks one day. And it's like, I don't know if it's lack of communication from the corporation or if it's from Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't get that idea and that mentality. So that's where I have the issue. It's like, that's where they need to be forthcoming and explain. Because guess what? Apple still sells out. We can get as many as we want, but they still sell out because they keep the numbers limited. You know what I mean? But the first, like, if I don't get it now, it might take me 2 weeks. But I know I'm getting in in 2 weeks. Like, I could walk in there and could be like, you're not going to get the iPhone 8 now. When can I get it? 2 months. Okay. I know in 2 months I got it. It's done. I'm not sitting in a line, 3 million deep or whatever, 3,000 deep to buy a lottery ticket to get maybe the chance to buy one.
So crazy.
Like, Japan Japan is like a third world country over there with the way they do stuff. I don't get how that happens, because I'd be raging over there. But anyway, I digress.
All right, guys. Well, that is the last topic of the day. I think we had a good show. I'm liking this more. We're starting to gel a little bit more. This week, but notable information. This week we will have the full episode, both audio and video, up on my channel and Dayspace, wherever you can listen to stuff. It'll be up there. You guys have any final comments to end this podcast, episode 1, by the way?
Be nice to each other.
we gotta shield ourselves from all these comments coming in, because we got into a controversial stuff.
I'll say this: there's a kid in New York right now posing to be the Nintendo guru. There is only one Nintendo guru.
Oh
It
man,
is me.
You know what? I'm gonna go down there tomorrow.
Please.
I'll let you know if he's there. I'll take a photo.
Yes.
Take a selfie
And
with
I'll
CND.
Take a selfie
Yeah.
with him and then go and then whisper to him, "Go, you're not the real Nintendo guru." Click and hit it. That's what I want.
That's golden. I'm just gonna like zip for the 2 train. Like I'm out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one, and I will see you later.
Peace out, Preston.